Hey guys, Dan here with Battlefield Curator, and this is a Ithaca Model 37 in riot configuration. No, this is not a World War II dated Ithaca Model 37, but this is a law enforcement surplus shotgun. So why would you want a police trade-in surplus shotgun? I mean, you could just go get a new one, right? Well, there's a lot of reasons why you might want a police surplus shotgun, and we're gonna go over those reasons here in this video. All right, we're about 15 yards away, and I got some Federal Flight Control copper-plated buckshot. Let's give it a try on that jug over there. Some of the more common ones you might find in a police force might be your Maverick 88s, your Remington 870s, your Ithaca 37s, your Mossberg 590s, and these might be in riot configuration. They might be in some kind of tactical configuration. You would see like police forces use these shotguns for door breaching. They might use them for crowd and riot control, maybe using some non-lethal rounds. And then of course, you know, they might load them up with buckshot and use them for an actual police standoff. Now, I wouldn't say these are museum pieces. They're more like old war horses with stories. They've been through a lot, and you really have to look at the history of shotguns overall to understand what they're all about. All right, we have to pretty much go back in time to the invention of firearms in general. You had different types of matchlocks, you had firelocks, and you had percussion caps. Well, during this time, there were shotguns used. You had what were called fowlers, and they were used for hunting.
This is what they called a fowler in the time period. Is birds are fowl, and this is what you use to shoot birds with. Or I could throw a round ball down there like a rifle, or wooden plug, or even a rock. Whatever would fit down that barrel I could fire.
You also saw the most infamous shotgun that you might know from the 1700s and the pirate age, so to say. We're talking about the blunderbuss.
Blunderbuss, that is Dutch. The word roughly means thunderstick. The reason this end is like this, it's a funnel. I'm on a ship, I'm on a horse and carriage, I'm on a horse, I'm on a camel, mule, whatever. What do they all have in common? They're moving. If you have an itty bitty hole like the pistol, or you have a funnel like this, which is easier to load? This is the fastest reloading weapon, small arm, at the time. Basically, it's a great big shotgun. Good about maybe 50 yards, but whatever's in between you and there is obliterated.
Wow.
Now, when we go into the Wild West time frame, you saw double the barrel. That's right, we had what were called coach guns. They were used for protection. They needed something a little bit more compact and easy to stow away and then easy to pull out when needed. So we saw coach guns really make an impact on how goods, people, and money were safeguarded during the long treks in the Wild, Wild West. Fast forward to the Spanish-American War, the Philippine Insurrection, and World War I, we saw the U.S. use the M37 trench shotgun. It had a pump action, so you can easily load the next cartridge from a tubular magazine. This was such a formidable weapon that the German military actually got kind of scared and they wanted to ban the use of shotguns. They were scared of Americans and their shotguns. Now, the M1897 also saw use in World War II, as well as some other shotguns that the US military ended up getting. The Ithaca Model 37 trench gun is probably the rarest of all the military shotguns. Only 1,400 were adopted by the US military during that time frame. Now, we did see some Ithaca Model 37s used throughout the Korean War, and in the Vietnam War, they made another order for these shotguns. So fast forward to today, we see all kinds of shotguns, semi-auto shotguns, shotguns with drum mags, just so many different things out there, accessories and use cases for these shotguns, and specifically for police forces, because police forces might need something quick that they can pull out of their trunk and use. Pretty much every patrol car had a shotgun they can pull out of the back of the trunk there. Now, with that being said, yeah, there are definitely a lot of good uses for shotguns still in police forces today. It just might not be as prevalent as they were, say, 50 years ago. Nowadays, you're probably seeing AR-15s in every patrol car. Really, one reason why people really like these police trade-in shotguns is they're nostalgic and they have a lot of history to them. Even though they might not be museum pieces, they are still somewhat collectible due to some of the harder to find variants. Well, variants and variations as well, because most civilian uses for shotguns are probably going to be for hunting purposes. So you're going to see these shotguns with longer barrels, whereas police shotguns will have shorter barrels. But when it comes down to it, some people might want a shotgun for home defense or for some kind of scenario where they probably want something that is going to be a little bit better for close quarters management. Some people might say, hey, I want to use it for a truck gun. Some people might say, hey, I want to use it for protecting my store, my establishment, my business. So they might look at buying a police shotgun, a police surplus shotgun for that reason. Now, another reason why somebody might want a law enforcement trade-in shotgun would mainly be because, hey, it's cheaper. These are used shotguns. They get sold out of service. A distributor grabs them and puts them on the market, and so they're probably gonna be really cheap. So for those people on a budget, the surplus shotgun might actually be very beneficial to them. They could save about a few $100 maybe. Mossberg 590 I've got here. It's a pretty nice shotgun. Mossberg 590 might be more like around the $800 range. Just like this in this configuration. This one was $500. Now this Ithaca Model 37 I've got in riot configuration means a shorter barrel here without the heat shield. Probably was used by some prison guards or maybe some in the back of a trunk of a police car. But yeah, these shotguns are really sought after. I paid around $600 for this one. The reality is they could go for around $1,000 depending on if somebody really wanted them. This one is dated, the serial dates to 1980. The new Ithaca Gun Company is in Ohio, and this one is one of the last ones that were made in New York. Now, when people look for certain weapons to collect or to acquire or to just have for whatever reason, they might want something in a common caliber. And most of your police shotguns are going to be in 12 gauge. And there's tons of 12 gauge on the store shelves. And there's all different types. Like you got some for hunting, you got skeet rounds, you got clay target rounds, you got double-aught buck, you got federal flight control. Now, another reason why people might want to scour the internet for some of these police surplus shotguns is you might be able to find some really cool hidden gems, like the Ithaca Model 37 I got here in riot configuration. You might also find different ones that have all the different add-ons and have different barrel configurations. So overall, police surplus shotguns are probably one of the best deals that you can get out there right now in the surplus market. They're not as available just depending on what websites you go to. There's websites like AIM Surplus. You have Sportsman's Outdoor Superstore, where I got this one from. You can even go on Google and just search police surplus shotguns or police trade-in shotguns or law enforcement shotguns. You might be able to come across different websites that have them or might have them occasionally. If you check the websites every so often, you might come across one. You might also be able to find some at auctions locally, but I just stick to scouring the websites. Because you know, having a World War II surplus Ithaca Model 37 can be quite pricey, and people aren't going to probably pay for that and not want to shoot it too often. But having one like this that's similar to what you might have seen during World War II might be a little bit more worth it to the nostalgic collector. There's also just not a huge demand for police surplus shotguns or shotguns in general. I think a lot of your collectors out there are probably looking at getting rifles or getting pistols and maybe getting a few shotguns, maybe not something overly crazy. There used to be a time when shotguns actually were one of the most expensive weapons you can get because there were just so many uses for them. What are your thoughts? Would you get a police surplus shotgun? What kind of shotgun would you be looking at if you do want to get one? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Pulverize the like button. Check out the Battlefield Curator store. Link in the description. And as always, be sure to learn history and curate history. Make it a great day.